Crystal Dynamics, they're not new to Tomb Raider or Lara Croft. They made the past few Tomb Raider games. This one, they definitely, you see, they're paying homage to great arcade games and great games that run on isometric, fixed camera. You know, I feel like this game it really brings me back to when we used to go down the street and go to the arcade play games like Gauntlet, you know. And
now, it's also like an action-packed game. There's awesome visual effects. There's crazy puzzles, and they're all really fun, and it really takes two people to do it. Now, you could go alone and do it by yourself. The puzzles are a lot more simpler when it's, you by yourself. The real fun and challenge come when you play, with a co-op partner. Dave, went ahead and added great RPG elements into the game. Which in the beginnings of the game you don't really notice what they are, but you're collecting stuff like relics and secret weapons and artifacts, and all these things give you power-ups.
There's almost 30 weapons, and that's the thing is, when you're playing co-op, you guys don't want to run out with the same weapon and artifact loadout and relic loadout. It really makes it like, okay, you choose this power-up and I'll choose this power-up, so that way we can rely on each other, we can help each other out. And that's why I feel like this game really, you're playing with your partner and you're communicating the entire time. One thing that they did is when they released the game, they didn't make it online co-op yet. But I feel this is truly a couch co-op game. This is old school. This is where you want to sit next to your buddy and you guys really want to get involved, with each other and really talk about the game. You guys share the same camera the whole time, and usually when co-op games share cameras, players kind of get upset and frustrated, but you really can't move forward in the game without your partner. It's just not going to work. Every room that you go into, you're going to need somebody there with you to get through it. Whether it's a puzzle, whether there's a lot of enemies, you guys are going to need to help each other out.
Now, speaking of the enemies, there's a really awesome combat, play that happens here. Basically, it's all the guns that you're using, such as shotguns, crazy machine guns, and even grenade launchers. And progressively, again, you get bigger and bigger weapons. But these weapons actually, over time, with the relics you use, get even more powerful, and the enemies get more powerful. And throughout the game, the challenge level is always sky high. There's really awesome enemies. There's really cool boss battles. And you know what? For an Xbox Live Arcade game, this game looks so freaking sweet.
Each character is so different from the other. When you start off, you don't have any extra weapons, any relics, any artifacts. You start off with Lara Croft and Totek, which is a resurrected Mayan soldier. And all he has is a spear, and all Lara Croft has are her akimbo pistols, her signature pistols. And you guys need to help each other out basically to get through the levels. Totek, he can throw a spear into a wall, and Lara Croft can use it to jump onto ledges that Totek can't reach. But as soon as Totek jumps onto the spear, it disintegrates because he's too heavy for it. Lara Croft has a grapple that she can use to either grapple onto hooks and get to high ledges, or basically grapple to Totek, and you guys can lift each other up or get each other across paths. Like if she grapples across the way, she has to hold on to one side, and Totek can basically tightrope across to another area that's too far to jump. And that in itself, just from the beginning, from the get-go, you start realizing that you really have to rely on each other and start communicating, moving forward together.
If you're a smart gamer, if you're a good gamer like us, we went through the games really quickly. It literally took us about 4 hours. And the game was probably going to run most of you guys about 5 or 6. So the game is, pretty good lengthy size for an Xbox Live Arcade title. And the replay value in this game is sky high, too. I really see myself playing it again, especially when the online patch comes out.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing that keeps the replayability of the game is not only can you go back and get all these collectibles, all these relics, artifacts, weapons. When you play by yourself, the puzzles are different. So, they give you the tools that you're going to need when you don't have somebody there to help you. And so it completely changes the game, because throughout the game, you're not just fighting from point A to point B and then puzzle, point A to point B. Basically, the whole game, you're really thinking, how am I gonna beat this level? I gotta move these boulders around, get these doors open, and really you're just thinking the entire game, and it's really rewarding. through and through when you're finishing these puzzles, because although everything is kind of basic and easy to learn, you got to build on that. If you pick up the game halfway, it's going to be a little harder for you because you don't know what the basics are, and you got to build on that, and it just makes it, you know, really rewarding. You don't ever run into the same puzzle twice, and it just keeps it refreshing and the flow of the game, you know, really sweet.
Basically, this is a title I guess Lara Croft kind of needed. You know, it's a break. It's a break from what they traditionally do.
Definitely.
And Crystal Dynamics, I think, nailed it this time around. And the whole online thing we're gonna check out in a little bit is probably gonna be cool. Other than that, you know, cool storyline. It might continue. It might not. Good replay value, like I said. A bunch of side stuff you could do. Definitely, you know, there's this whole thing score-wise, you know, between both players, so you guys could make it even more challenging for yourselves to see who could, you know, basically score more points, I guess. But like you said, this is definitely one of the most solid Xbox Live Arcade titles that we've seen in a very long time. Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light is really good, guys. Crystal Dynamics, huge thumbs up. This game easily deserves a special rating from Gaming Ahead.
Quickly, replace the mirror.
What about you?
I must remain and protect our Age of Light. It is my destiny. Now return the mirror.